religious community can convince us to be so irrational as to accept the Bible.
Oh, folks, this is just an aside. I picked up this particular magazine, the American Atheist magazine, at the Atheist Center, not at the American Atheist Center, but at their national convention at the Wyndham Hotel in Austin, Texas, years ago. I also picked up their other tracts and literature. You know, there is no God, a few biblical contradictions. It's interesting, when you look at their contradictions, it's obvious that they don't have a clue what the context of the Bible is, because it's ridiculous when you go through what they say are contradictions. And if you know anything about the Bible, they're not contradictions at all. But anyway, just briefly to mention the fact that I once had the door slammed in my face by Madalyn Murray O'Hare herself. And I thought I'd just briefly mention that little story to you. We had done a 4-hour video series for cable access TV on atheism, the religion of atheism. Madalyn Murray O'Hare's son John called me because he was upset about our presentation on atheism, and he wanted a debate, and he gave me directions how to get to the American Atheist Center so I could set up the propositions for the debate and where it would be held and all that stuff. So I got directions to the American Atheist Center, which was an unmarked building behind a bunch of tall bushes and trees where you couldn't even see it from the road. And when you got to the building itself, it was totally unmarked, and it was nothing but two-way mirrors. And you couldn't even walk in the door because it just said press button to ring a bell or something. So I go up there after John Murray, Madalyn Murray O'Hare's son, gave me directions to get there so we could set up for this debate. I go there, I ring the bell, and I think a secretary, somebody's going to open the door. I'll go in and we'll work out the debate proposition. What happens? Madalyn Murray O'Hare herself opens the door, opens it slightly, and then kind of leans on the door and blocks the doorway, and is leaning against that door, and she looks at me and says, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Well, I was called by your son John to come here for a debate proposition, to set up for a debate." And then she says after that, "Debate? Who are you?" And I said, "Well, I'm from Dayspring Evangelism, things of that nature." And she gets this really bad look on her face. She goes, "Oh, you're one of those Christian nuts." And then she stepped back, wham, slammed that door right in my face, and I'm staring at myself in this two-way mirror of the door. So see, I said this, she said that, I said this, wham. But anyway, that was the end of that debate.